I have seen a variety of videos that are criticizing sex educator and feminist Laci Green for filing a copyright strike against a YouTuber that goes by the name of Roaming Millennial. The infringement in question stems from the thumbnail that was used, which features a photo of Laci Green. Let me make it clear up front that this video does not constitute legal advice and I'm not a lawyer, so take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Back in 2004, I produced a documentary that critiqued another documentary's many falsehoods, also known as lies. Fair use was a legal topic that I did a lot of research on back then, so I do have a good understanding of the way fair use law works. Back then, I pored over 17 U.S.C. Section 107 many times. I read through case law online and inside of books at my college that were specifically about fair use. The 4 factors of fair use are, number 1, the purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of commercial nature or is for nonprofit educational purposes. Factor number 2, the nature of the copyrighted work. Factor 3, the amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. And finally, factor number 4, the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. The part of the law that other YouTubers continue to gloss over are factors 1 and 3. The purpose of the use. How is the copyrighted work being used in this case? The copyrighted work in question being the photo of Laci Green. Let's look at factor 3. How much of Laci Green's photo is being used? I had a lot of trouble tracking down the original photo, so I'm going to assume it's something that Roaming Millennial made herself, but we can safely say that Laci Green's entire face, with the exception of the top of her head, is in the photo. However, the photo uses clip art to give her a Native American headdress, and there is a scared face emoji and a Chinese food bowl or something like that that's surrounding Laci's face. The question is this transformative enough? That would be up to a judge or jury to decide, because the one thing I've learned about fair use law is that it is very open to interpretation. Looking at factor 1, the purpose of the thumbnail is to get you to click on that link. It's being used solely for promotional purposes. That is not a valid fair usage. Is the video of a commercial nature? Roaming Millennial's video is monetized, so the answer to that is yes, but that doesn't automatically make it not a fair use, nor would unmonetizing the video either. An example of this is the Los Angeles Times versus Free Republic case. The Free Republic is a freely accessible internet site. Back when this lawsuit happened, its users were posting entire articles from various newspapers, depriving said newspapers of revenue. The newspaper's lawyers did their legal due diligence by sending cease and desist letters, but Free Republic's owner refused to take down the articles. Ultimately, the Free Republic lost and had to remove the articles and substitute them with links to the actual websites of the newspapers. Commentary must be about the copyrighted work. That is the whole purpose of fair use. Use of a photographer's photo in a thumbnail does not fall under this category unless that photo itself is being criticized. And it's not. Nowhere in the video is that photo criticized. She talks about Laci Green, but that doesn't mean that she can legally use that photo in her video or in the video thumbnail. Some more examples of fair use and not fair use. A book review that uses excerpts. That is fair use. Parodying a copyrighted work. That's fair use. Criticizing a vlogger and using short clips of that vlogger's video to use their own words against them. That is fair use. Reaction videos where someone watches another person's video while they react to it. That is not fair use. Compilation videos, again, without permission or obtaining copyright license. Not fair use. And I got a lot of crap for saying this in another video, but yeah, all those Vine compilation videos should be off of YouTube if YouTube were following the law. using the substantial portion of a video just to report on it and use it in your own video, which therefore deprives the market value of said video, which is factor 4, this is also not fair use. Look up the Supreme Court case Harper and Row versus Nation Enterprises. Ray William Johnson also learned this lesson the hard way after I tried warning him a number of times years ago and he ignored me. Well, he certainly paid the price. Last year, Fox got in trouble for using a photo from 9/11. Most of us are familiar with the photo of the firefighters mounting the flag at Ground Zero. They used that on Facebook, and just this past year in February, they had to pay for it. They settled out of court because they knew they were going to lose. Also, and this is something that I didn't see any other videos that are talking about this whole YouTube drama, Roaming Millennial also uses a lot of other photos in her video, and I'm willing to bet that most of these do not fall under fair use, in my opinion. These include photos of Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, a graphic illustration of Halloween, photos of Halloween decorations, kids and adults in costumes, a Toy Story caption screenshot. The list goes on. Unless she had permission or a license to use those photos, then she infringed on someone else's copyright, whether that be an individual or a company. Look, you might not like what I have to say about all this, but there is a reason that stock footage agencies exist. Video and photos have value. For example, remember the recent news story where US presidential candidate Hillary Clinton passed out and was dragged into a van? Just because that video was shot in public and that it's a news story, that did not give news companies permission to use it. In fact, and I'm going to botch this guy's name, Danek Gazdath, the man who shot that 20-second long video, made over $100,000 from said video. So yeah, if you don't think that video and photos have value, you are very wrong. Another example of this are the French filmmakers Jules and Gédéon Naudet, again I probably botched their names, who got the only footage of the first airplane that hit the World Trade Center building. They also shot the only known video footage from inside of the tower during the emergency rescue efforts and when the tower fell. No doubt about it, they were able to fund their future documentaries with the proceeds made from licensing that footage. They were in the right place at the right time. Which brings me to factor 4, the effect upon the work's value. The factor that the Supreme Court once called the single most important element of fair use. You can criticize a work and that is A-okay, even if that criticism hurts the sales of a copyrighted work. But again, if you aren't specifically critiquing a photo or a video clip, that's not cool. If Roaming Millennial was just using this material in like a school presentation slideshow, that would be okay. But because she posted the video on a worldwide accessible monetized platform called YouTube, that's where she opens herself up for legal action. Now, as far as Laci Green not having celebrities' permission to use their photos in her videos and thumbnails, this is a critique I saw in many videos about this situation. As long as those photos are licensed, then she has every right to use them. Laci Green is or was affiliated with MTV. She also has representation with big Hollywood talent agencies. I highly doubt she doesn't have permission or a license to use photos of celebrities. The video that I had posted before this one has a thumbnail photo of Kim Kardashian. Guess what? That photo was obtained via a Creative Commons license, which only requires me to properly attribute the photographer. I saw no such attribution for any of those photos that Roaming Millennial used in her video. None whatsoever. No credit given, no source links. That's a problem. Crediting somebody does not skirt copyright infringement laws, but it is a nice thing to do. Yesterday, Laci Green responded to her critics and said that the reason she got involved was because fans had contacted her and said that they thought Roaming Millennial's video was Laci's. What you have to understand is Laci Green is a brand, and she's protecting her brand. Laci said that she had no problem with people criticizing her content, but when you mislead people into thinking it's a video that she made or willfully participated in, that's when she has a problem. And I agree with her. I was hoping to release this video yesterday, but I'm glad that I didn't because a YouTuber by the name of SJW Central gave people who were criticizing Laci Green for complaining about content theft a taste of their own medicine. However, inadvertently, but they did get a taste of it. And no, it's not the exact same thing, but it is kind of, because in this case, an entire video was ripped off. In Laci's case, her entire photo was ripped off. But again, it's a legal gray area because it wasn't just a copy and paste photo. She did make a parody of it. However, permission was not granted to use that. So like I said, it's kind of a legal gray area, and this is something that a judge or a jury would decide. But that's my opinion of it. I do think that Roaming Millennial has to be a lot more careful about how she creates her videos and stick with photos that are in the public domain or photos that have a Creative Commons attribution license. That's what I do. The thumbnails are all from Wiki Commons or other sources where I can get a Creative Commons license, or they're my own photos or video screenshots. I'm sure you all have something to say about this. I'm very curious to hear your feedback. I know I'm going to get a lot of thumbs down for this video, but that's the truth. You have to respect other people's work. Look, I didn't spend $7,000 on a video camera, $3,000 on a nice camera to have somebody steal work that I created with those expensive tools. Even this video is created with expensive gear as well. So you can criticize my video all you want, but lifting it and not giving credit is a problem.